Her lake cabin was her escape, a small wooden house 40 minutes from the city, surrounded by tall pines and soft waves that kissed the dock. Olivia had bought it 3 years earlier, using her savings after years of disciplined work. It wasn't fancy, but it was hers, a symbol of her independence. She had shared keys with her parents so they could visit any time, and out of kindness she'd given her younger brother Ethan a spare set when he married his wife, Lisa. Back then Olivia thought it was a simple gesture of family love. Now she wasn't so sure. Lisa was the kind of woman who could turn any compliment into an insult. "You work so much, Olivia," she would say with a syrupy smile. "Don't you ever worry no one wants to marry a woman who's always in scrubs?" Olivia used to laugh it off, telling herself that Ethan's happiness mattered more than Lisa's sharp tongue. But over time Lisa's arrogance grew. She mocked Olivia's simple clothes, her quiet lifestyle, even her choice to live alone. "You're practically a nun with a paycheck," she once sneered. Olivia ignored it for Ethan's sake. She didn't want conflict. That Friday evening Olivia finally clocked out early, grabbed a basket at the grocery store and filled it with her weekend favorites: pasta, cheese, chicken, salad, and a bottle of red wine. As she drove toward the lake, the orange glow of sunset washed across the sky, and she rolled down her window, breathing in freedom. The thought of falling asleep to the sound of crickets made her grin. But as she turned onto the gravel path leading to her cabin, something didn't feel right. Every light inside the house was blazing. 3 cars were parked near the porch, one of them Ethan's silver sedan. Olivia parked and stepped out slowly. Laughter drifted from inside, loud and carefree, mixed with thumping party music. She frowned. No one had told her about a visit. She knocked on the door but no one answered. After a second knock she used her key. The smell of alcohol hit her first. Then the sight: 10 strangers scattered around her living room, bottles everywhere. Lisa stood near the kitchen, tipsy and sparkling in a sequin top, surrounded by her parents and relatives. When they noticed Olivia, someone turned off the music. "What are you doing here?" Lisa demanded, voice dripping with annoyance. Olivia blinked. "This is my house," she said calmly. "The better question is, what are you doing here?" Lisa laughed, a sharp, mocking sound that echoed through the cabin. "We have a key, remember? Ethan said we could come whenever we wanted." Her voice was slurred and her eyes gleamed with a tipsy boldness. Olivia looked around the room. Lisa's mother was sipping wine from one of Olivia's crystal glasses. A teenage cousin had his muddy shoes on the white couch. "I didn't say you could throw a party," Olivia said, her tone steady but cold. Lisa crossed her arms and sneered, "Don't be dramatic. It's just a little get-together. You're not using this place anyway." Olivia drew a slow breath, her patience wearing thin. "Lisa, this isn't a rental cabin. It's my home. You all need to leave tonight." The room fell silent for a heartbeat, then erupted with complaints. "We just got here," one of Lisa's uncles protested. "You're ruining the fun," another cousin muttered. But Lisa's voice cut above them all. "Why don't you get out, Olivia?" she said, stepping closer. "You act like you're better than us, but you're nothing but a sad little leech." The word hit Olivia like a slap. "Leech?" she repeated, her voice trembling. "You mean the same Leech who paid for your wedding?" Lisa's smirk faltered for a second, but then she rolled her eyes. "Oh, please don't start with that. You did what family does: help." Olivia's lips tightened. "I helped because I love my brother, not because I owe you anything." Lisa took another sip of her drink and waved her hand dismissively. "You can leave now, Olivia. We're staying the weekend." The audacity of it made Olivia's chest tighten, but instead of yelling she did something that confused them all. She smiled. "All right," she said quietly. "I'll leave." Then she turned and walked out. The laughter behind her returned before she even reached her car. She gripped the steering wheel so tightly her knuckles turned white. "Leech," she whispered under her breath, shaking her head. The 40-minute drive back to the city passed in silence, her thoughts looping through every moment she had helped her brother and his wife. The $18,000 for their lavish wedding. The year of rent payments she covered when Ethan lost his commissions. The car loan she still paid for Lisa's shiny new sedan. The emergency fund Ethan had access to where thousands had quietly disappeared. When Olivia arrived at her apartment, she unpacked her groceries and sat down with a mug of mint tea. The bitterness in her chest was burning hotter than the tea in her hands. She thought about every sacrifice, every favor, every quiet yes she'd given over the years. "No more," she said aloud, her voice steady this time. She picked up her phone and opened her banking app. Her thumb hovered over the automatic payment section, then she began canceling, one after another. The rent transfer to Ethan's landlord. Cancelled. The monthly car payment. Cancelled. The emergency account access. Gone. For the first time in years she felt free. The next morning Olivia drove to her bank to make everything official. The clerk, a woman named Patricia, greeted her warmly. "Good morning, Dr. Morgan. How can I help you today?" Olivia smiled politely. "I need to remove someone from my joint access list," she said. Patricia nodded and began typing. "What's the name?" "Ethan Morgan," Olivia replied. Within minutes his access was gone. When Olivia stepped out of the bank, the autumn air felt lighter, fresher. "That's it," she whispered. "No more being used." It didn't take long for the fallout to begin. A week later her phone buzzed with a call from Ethan. She answered, her tone calm. "Hey Ethan." "What's going on?" he barked. "The landlord didn't get the rent. Did your bank mess something up?" Olivia leaned against her counter, her expression unreadable. "No," she said. "I stopped paying." The silence on the other end stretched so long she thought the call had dropped. Then Ethan exploded. "What the hell, Liv? You can't just cut us off like that." "I can," she said softly, "and I did." She could almost hear him pacing on the other end. "Lisa's furious," he snapped. "She said you're acting like a selfish—" "Stop right there," Olivia interrupted. "Lisa told me to get out of my own house. He called me a leech. I think we're past pretending to be family." Ethan's voice dropped. "She didn't mean it. You know how she gets when she drinks." Olivia sighed. "That's not an excuse. I'm done funding your life, Ethan. You and your wife need to figure things out on your own now." She hung up before he could respond. An hour later her phone rang again, this time. Lisa's name flashed on the screen. Olivia ignored it. Then came the text. "You're pathetic. You're bitter. How can you betray family like this?" Dozens of messages poured in, each one nastier than the last. Olivia scrolled through them, shaking her head and laughing. "Unbelievable," she muttered. Then her mother's name appeared on the caller ID. Olivia hesitated, then answered. "Honey," her mom began, "Ethan just called me. He's very upset." "What's happening?" Olivia told her everything: the lake house, the party, the insults, the financial support she'd given for years. Her mother listened quietly, then sighed. "Sweetheart, you know your brother loves his wife. Maybe you should just give in a little. We don't need family conflict." Olivia froze. "Mom, she kicked me out of my own house," she said. "And you're telling me to give in?" "Cassandra, sorry, Lisa was just emotional," her mother replied softly. Olivia took a deep breath, her patience snapping. "You're right," she said calmly. "I'll give in, to peace." And with that she ended the call. That night Olivia lay awake staring at the ceiling. She replayed every conversation with her mother, her brother, and Lisa. The same question kept circling in her mind. How did I let them treat me like this for so long? When morning came she had already made her decision. She dialed the number of a local locksmith and said, "Hi, I need all the locks changed at my lake cabin. As soon as possible." The man promised to meet her Friday morning. Olivia thanked him, grabbed her coffee, and felt something she hadn't felt in months: control. Friday arrived crisp and golden. When Olivia pulled up to the lake cabin, the locksmith's van was already there. "You must be Dr. Morgan," he said, smiling. "Yes. Thank you for coming," she replied. While he worked, Olivia stood on the porch, watching the sunlight shimmer across the water. The quiet reminded her of why she bought the place: to breathe freely. Within an hour, new locks gleamed on the door. The locksmith handed her 2 shiny keys. "All changed, ma'am. No one else can get in now." Olivia smiled. "Exactly how I want it." The weekend was blissful. Olivia cooked simple meals, read her favorite book by the water, and took long walks under the tall pines. The cabin felt truly hers again. No noise, no arguments, no guilt. On Sunday evening she returned to the city, refreshed and steady. By Wednesday the peace was interrupted by a knock on her apartment door. She looked through the peephole and froze. Her parents stood outside, and behind them was Ethan. Lisa wasn't with them. Olivia took a deep breath and opened the door. Come in, she said quietly. The three of them sat at her kitchen table, the same table where Olivia had once written checks for Ethan's wedding. The silence was heavy until Ethan finally spoke. Liv, I get it, he began. You're upset. Lisa said some things she shouldn't have. She's willing to apologize, but only if you give everything back. Olivia raised an eyebrow. Everything back? The rent payments, the car payments, the account access, all of it, he said. Her laugh startled them all. You can't be serious, she said. You came here to bargain with me using an apology as a coupon? Her mother frowned. Olivia, don't make this harder. You know your brother's struggling. Olivia's jaw tightened. She stood up and walked to the counter, picking up her phone. You want to see something? She asked, opening her message thread. She scrolled and turned the screen toward them. Dozens of messages from Lisa filled the display, each one crueler than the last. You're pathetic. Old maid. Jealous loser. No man will ever want you. Her parents leaned closer, their expressions slowly changing from concern to shame. Ethan's eyes dropped to the table. This is the woman you're defending, Olivia said, her voice trembling. She insults me, uses me, and you expect me to keep paying for her life? Ethan didn't answer. Her father rubbed his forehead, saying softly, I didn't know she sent those. Her mother sighed. Still, Olivia, you know how marriages are. She's your brother's wife. Olivia took a deep breath. And I'm your daughter. But none of you defended me. Not once. The words hung in the air like smoke. I'm done, she said simply. I won't fund disrespect anymore. Ethan stood up suddenly. Fine, he said, his tone clipped. If that's how you want it. Her mother muttered his name, but he was already heading toward the door. Her father followed quietly, not meeting Olivia's eyes. Her mother lingered for a second. You'll regret this, she whispered. Family needs each other. Olivia's face softened, but her voice remained firm. His mom. But family shouldn't bleed each other dry. Then she closed the door. She stood there for a long time, her forehead resting against the wood, before finally whispering to herself, that chapter's over. 2 weeks later, Olivia's phone buzzed again. Her mother's name appeared on the screen. Hi, Mom, Olivia said cautiously. I thought you should know, her mother began. Ethan and Lisa were evicted. The landlord kicked them out for missed payments. They're moving in with us for a while. Olivia leaned back in her chair. Okay, she said simply. Thanks for letting me know. There was silence on the line. Her mother sighed. Aren't you going to help them? No, Olivia replied. They made their choices. She hung up before guilt could find its way back in. Months passed. Olivia's savings grew faster than ever. Her life was peaceful again, work, coffee, books, and quiet weekends by the lake. Then one afternoon, another call came from her mother. Liv, I'm tired, she said wearily. Lisa's impossible. She complains about everything, the food, the temperature, the furniture. She made your father move the couch 3 times last week and his back's killing him. Olivia listened silently. She even told me I don't clean properly, her mother continued. She's driving us crazy. Olivia exhaled slowly. I warned you, Mom, she said. You invited her in. Her mother groaned. You were right. I just didn't want to believe it. Olivia softened her tone. You can still set boundaries, she said gently. Tell her to help or leave. She'd never listen, her mother muttered. Ethan defends her every time. Olivia shook her head. Then you'll have to live with it. Please, Olivia, her mother started, but Olivia ended the call. She stared out her window at the evening lights of the city, a mix of sadness and relief washing over her. For the first time in her life, she realized peace sometimes sounds like distance. 2 more months passed before Olivia's mother called again, this time sounding utterly defeated. Liv, she said, I can't take it anymore. Lisa's attitude is unbearable. He treats us like servants. Your father and I are exhausted. Olivia pinched the bridge of her nose. And Ethan, she asked. Still defending her, her mother replied bitterly. He says she's just stressed. But last night she yelled at him in front of us, calling him a useless man. I thought he was going to explode. Olivia closed her eyes. Mom, maybe that's exactly what needs to happen. A week later, Olivia met her parents at a cafe near her clinic. They looked worn down, their faces etched with fatigue. Her mother wasted no time. They're separating, she said quietly. Lisa's moving out. Olivia blinked in surprise. What happened? Her father answered, his voice low. Ethan finally snapped. She insulted him one time too many. Said she'd made a mistake marrying him, that she deserved a man who could actually provide. He packed her bags himself. Olivia nodded slowly, feeling a mix of sorrow and relief. He finally saw her for who she is. The following weeks brought a strange calm. Olivia focused on work, grateful that her brother was free. When her mother called again, her tone had softened. The divorce is official, she said. Lisa's gone. Olivia smiled faintly. How's Ethan holding up? Better than expected, her mother said. He started a new job. He's doing well for once. I think losing her woke him up. Olivia felt genuine happiness stir in her chest. Good, she said. He deserves peace. For the first time in years, the family began to heal. Her parents apologized for not standing up for her. Her mother admitted she had been wrong. You were trying to protect yourself and I called it selfishness, she said tearfully. Olivia hugged her tightly. It's okay, Mom. We all learn the hard way. Her father placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. You were right all along, Liv. Respect matters more than keeping the peace. It was the closure she never thought she'd get. Months later, Olivia ran into Ethan during a family dinner. He looked healthier, calmer, almost like a different person. Over dessert, he leaned in and said, I need to say something. Olivia nodded. I'm sorry, he began softly. For everything. For letting Lisa treat you the way she did. For using your money. For not defending you when I should have. I was blind. Olivia blinked back tears. I forgive you, Ethan, she said. Just promise me you'll never let anyone make you forget your worth again. He nodded, smiling faintly. Deal. 6 months later, Olivia got another call from her mother, this one almost too ironic to believe. Guess who tried to call Ethan? She said. Lisa, Olivia guessed instantly. Exactly, her mother sighed. She said she made a mistake and wanted him back. He told her no. Olivia laughed. Good for him. Her mother chuckled. She didn't take it well. She called him 20 times in one night. He had to threaten to call the police. Olivia leaned back in her chair, smiling. Well, karma doesn't need an invitation. Rumors about Lisa began to spread in their small town. She had started dating a man named Derek who was known for drinking and gambling. It's sad, really, Olivia's mother said one afternoon. Her parents are worried about her. She's not doing well. Olivia nodded quietly. She made her choices, she said. We all do. For the first time, Olivia didn't feel anger toward Lisa, just pity. The woman who once called her a leech had become trapped in her own mess. Time passed and life began to bloom again. Ethan started dating a kind woman named Grace, a teacher with a warm smile and a steady heart. When Olivia met her, she liked her instantly. She's wonderful, Olivia told Ethan later. You deserve this kind of peace. He grinned. I know. And you deserve it too. He was right. Olivia had also met someone, Michael, another teacher at Grace's school. Their relationship was gentle, built on respect and laughter. It was everything she had once believed didn't exist for her. On a bright Saturday morning, Olivia stood on the porch of her lake cabin, watching the water ripple under the sun. Michael wrapped his arms around her from behind. You really love this place, he said. It's where I finally remembered who I am, she whispered. The cabin, once a symbol of frustration and betrayal, had become her sanctuary again. Every creak of the wood and splash of the lake reminded her that peace wasn't given, it was chosen. That evening, as the sunset painted the sky in orange and gold, Olivia sat by the water with a glass of wine. She thought of everything, the betrayal, the insults, the silence, and finally the freedom. She smiled softly. Her life wasn't perfect, but it was hers. No more guilt. No more being used. Just strength, self-respect, and love. In the distance, the lake shimmered like a mirror, reflecting her calm face. Olivia had learned that letting go wasn't revenge, it was healing. Moral lesson. True peace begins when you stop financing your own mistreatment. Generosity is noble, but self-respect is priceless, and sometimes, walking away is the most powerful revenge of all. Thanks you for watching, and please remember to tell us where you are watching from today. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to this channel for more of this.